Coach, this was a very tough night. Saw a team that was basically pushing for 80%. There was just one slight defensive mistake that led to the one goal. There was a lot of opportunities in the final third that the team didn't capitalize. They're pretty much in the assessment for the evening.
Yeah, it's a good summary. So I think we had a lot of good moments in the first half to win the balls and the opponent's half as well. And after the long balls, the defending was very well. Probably the whole time from the back four, but with the ball it was not good enough in our transition moments, and especially then in our ball position in the final third. To find the good moments, we need then more deep runs. We need more open positions from our striker, from our 10 position, then that we can create more situations. And this is it was a tough game today, tough result, and we are for sure not satisfied about the result, and especially then about our performance in the final third.
Next, we go to Anthony on Zoom.
Coach, despite the results, there are a lot of young players out there and a lot of hard work you could tell on the field. What's the message to the team, considering how many guys you had missing, about the performance?
No, I don't want to talk about, and I said this to the team as well in our pre-match meeting. I don't want to talk about the starting lineup. We know that some important player we missed today, but with this starting lineup, we can play better, and we expect this as well to play better in a lot of moments, especially what I said in the final third, and this was not good enough. So, and this is what we have to analyze very clear in the next week, and to get another performance in the final third next week against Nashville.
Next, go to Daniel Forenstein.
Sandro, please talk about Mohamed Safo when you subbed him in for his debut match. He looked really solid out there, played strong defensively, had at least a couple of moments with the ball.
Yeah, he's great guy. Also in our training session the last weeks, the last months, he made it very well, and is a good player, and physically is also very well in their defending behavior, and also good moments in 1-against-1 offensive transition. So it was good, and he's in a good spot, in a good way in his individual development. But we need the topic today is not Sofo or Omar Valencia or all these guys. With our starting lineup, we need more deep runs, more open positions in our final third from our striker especially, and that was not good enough, and this is what we have to say then, very clear. So, and we need another performance then as well in our final third.
Go back here.
Dante Vanzier looked a little disappointed after he was substituted. He hasn't had a goal since the Miami game. What did you see tonight in the last couple of games? It seemed that maybe he's struggled a little bit to get himself switched on. It's
not only Dante. It's also from both strikers today. We expect more. This is very clear. This is clear, and this is what we analyze also as well. And they worked in a lot of good moments in our defense behavior, in our pressing behavior. But to keep the ball, to fight for the ball, to come between the lines, we expect definitely more. And I don't want to talk only about Dante, about all strikers. We expect more. And when we want to make the next step, then we need better performance as a team in the final third, and then especially with our strikers, with our 10 position, to make these deep runs in the open position. Very clear.
Next, we go to Christian on Zoom.
Hi, good evening, Coach. When Corey Burke came in, he looked energized. He looked like he wanted to push forward and make those runs that you talked about. Do you see him play more minutes moving on in the next match?
We will see, but we know physically in which kind of spot he is. So he's a very good player for us, and very important player for us, especially when he comes from the bench in the last 20 minutes. But we have to be careful with him. I'm not sure that he is able to play 60 or 70 minutes in a row.
Hey everyone, I don't see any more hands for Coach. Are we good, or will let Coach go about his evening? Next, go back to Dan.
What was it like for you to manage at an NFL stadium?
It was okay. We played 11 against 11, so also the first time that we have a for me, this experience to play a game in the regular season now, to play on turf, but this was good. So it was not the stadium, was not the starting lineup, or what we said, the young players. So it was more our situation, our behavior in a lot of moments, and what I mentioned. And I'm to be honest, I'm a little bit angry today about some guys, about the performance which we played in such moments which we had. And this is so. NFL stadium was good, the atmosphere was good. So, but we have to create more situations and more deep runs. This is against New England, and and at the end, this is then the classic situation. You lost this game, so if you can't score the game and if you can't win the game, then you have to play 0-0, and then it's okay with 1 point. But that we are going home without a point, I'm very disappointed about that.
Everyone, we have time for one more question with the coach. If anybody has one.
Coach, just obviously it's very upsetting at the moment, but other positives that you saw from other players, and what do you use that for the next game to get the 3 points?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see some young players, but we know that because they are in every training session with us, so we know the quality of them, and we know the individual development of them. So, but we have to look the next training session, and then to look. Hopefully, the national players will come without injury, come back. Some players, and but we have to analyze this game today, and because in such a way to lose points makes no sense for me.